guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be the best foundations for oily skin. Before we get started, I want to invite you to subscribe to my channel if you are not subscribed. If you're already part of the family, then welcome back to the video. So also follow me on Snapchat and on Instagram. I'll leave the handles somewhere on the screen so you can go ahead and follow me there. So today we are going to be talking about the best foundations for oily skin. If you have dry skin, don't worry girl, I got you. I will definitely film a best foundations for dry skin that work out for me because I obviously have combination skin. I get oily on my T-zone throughout the day, but I do love dewy foundations, and I'll get into that in the next video if you guys would want to see that. If you like these type of videos, please make sure to give me a big thumbs up, and let's go ahead and get started. So the first foundation that I want to talk about is from the drugstore, and this is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte, which I'm pretty sure you guys know this is like bomb. If you haven't tried this for oily skin, this is bomb. The only thing, this is $12.99. It is on the pricier side. This has a very air-light texture. I feel like this is medium to full coverage. You can definitely build it to full coverage. This gives you a like demi matte finish, but it's not like super flat or drying on the skin. I feel like it's just a beautiful matte finish. This is one of the few drugstore foundations that stays on my skin looking flawless for hours, and I mean hours. Say it's completely 24-hour wear on my oily skin, but I will say that it lasts hours. Like, I mean hours, maybe about 10 to 11 hours. It lasts a really long time. This is one of the best foundations from the drugstore for oily skin. If you have not tried it, I really recommend that you do try it. I mix shades 102 Shell Beige and 103 Natural Buff just because the shade selection is not that good at the drugstore. The 102 is just too pink for me, and the 103 is just too golden. So I kind of like mix them to kind of get that, you know, olive tone that I'm looking for. Up next, I'm pretty sure if you guys have been following my channel for a year now, if you have been, you know, part of the family for a year now, I'm pretty sure you know that I'm going to be talking about the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place foundation. This foundation retails for $42. It is the most beautiful, and I mean the most beautiful finish, coverage, everything in a foundation. Like, this is like the best foundation out there, hand in hand with another one that I'm going to mention that I recently discovered about 4 months ago. But this foundation is long wearing. This says it's supposed to be 24 hours. I do stand by that. When I go clubbing, this is the foundation that I gear towards just because it lasts a really long time for me. And you know, when I'm in the club, I'm dancing, I'm sweating, so this will stay in place, and it covers up my redness really goodly. I feel like it's like medium coverage, but you can definitely build it to full coverage. I know for a lot of people this foundation does not work out, and the reason being is I hear a lot that this foundation is super cakey on a lot of people. Now, I go in with one layer and that's about it. It gives me, I feel like, super high medium coverage, and I'm totally fine with that just because I go in with concealer as well. But it's super full coverage if you like build it. This is fragrance free, oil free, and it is a matte finish. Now, I do feel like the L'Oreal Pro Matte is more matte than this one. This one kind of gives me that like glow from within, but it's not glowy. Like, it's really hard to explain. I feel like this is like a demi matte foundation. This is not going to change colors on you. I do have the new formula to this, which has no SPF, so it's not going to give me flashback in photography. Also, this does not come with a pump. That is the only downfall. Before I found out that I could buy a pump, Tanya, where have you been all your life? But before I found out that I could buy a pump, I used to waste a lot of product because I was like dip it into the back of my hand, so a lot would go to waste. This is perfect through humidity, through heat, through like any sort of like heat place that you're at. This is going to last beautifully on your skin. I feel like if you live in Las Vegas like me and you know that the weather gets super hot up to like 120 degrees, or if you live in Miami, which is really humid, I feel like this foundation is just bomb for that type of like environment where it's like super humid and hot. But yeah, if you have not tried the Estee Lauder Double Wear, go get a sample, try it out, let me know what you think, because this foundation is like my ride or die since ever, like since I discovered it. It's like It is just a bomb foundation, and all of the foundations that I'm mentioning you, they do not rub off around my nose area and my cheek area. A foundation does that within the hour mark, then it's not a good foundation for me because I have rosacea and I am oily, so foundations tend to just wear off around this area here. So this one does not do that for me. It lasts a really long time, so this is badass. Next one that I'm going to be talking about, I recently discovered back in September, September, October, November, December. Yeah, like 3 months ago, I discovered the Too Faced Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation. If you're oily skin, if you're like extremely oily, I really recommend that you give this a try. This is matte, like matte, and I mean like super matte. I don't even know, like this is more matte than my Estee Lauder Double Wear, and I feel like the longevity of the foundation is like hand in hand. I feel like they're both really long lasting foundations, but this one is just more matte. This one retails for $36, so it is less than the Estee Lauder Double Wear, and they all have 1 fluid ounce, I believe. Yeah, 1 fluid ounce. This one is perfect to control oil. Like, it works perfectly to control the oils on your face. So if you are super oily, I really recommend this foundation. You can try out the Estee Lauder Double Wear if you like that kind of like sheer glow to the face, you know what I mean? But this one is like matte. This is matte flat. This is what this is. This one is medium coverage, but I do find that it's really great medium coverage. I wouldn't say this is buildable at all whatsoever, but I do find it that the coverage like is really good medium. Like, I feel like it's super high medium coverage. This is transfer resistant as well, and this is not going to look cakey or heavy on your skin. This is such a beautiful foundation. The only downfall to this foundation, I would say, is the scent for a lot of people. It's not something bad for myself. Like, I don't mind the scent whatsoever. It's not like a super strong scent either. But this foundation is really, really good. I usually will mix this in with like one of my dewier foundations just because this is too matte. Like, I like my face to, you know, be matte and control the oil and last a really long time, but I don't like it to be way too matte, you know what I mean? But if you're looking for a really good, and I mean bomb ass oil controlling foundation, I suggest you try this one out because this is just really good. Next one that I want to talk about is technically not a foundation. This is actually a BB cream, and this is the Clean Matte BB cream for oily skin. If you have tried this, you know this is matte. That's all I have to say. This is so matte. Like, this retails for $6.99. Only downside to this is that it only comes in 6 shades, which is kind of like super bad. You know what I mean? It's bad. 6 shades. I got mine in the shade light medium because obviously the fair light was way too pale, and then I believe like the medium tan was just horrifying on me. It was just too dark for me. This gives you great coverage, and I know when you hear the word BB cream, you kind of don't really think that it's going to give you full coverage, but this gives you super nice, and I mean nice coverage. I don't even know why this is called a BB cream because in my opinion it's super full coverage. Like, the only thing is that this is matte AF. Matte AF. Yes, you heard that shit right. It's fucking matte. This shit is fucking matte. This is great for mixing. That is what I use it for. When I want to go in with a more dewier foundation, I will use this to mix it in just because this is extremely matte. But if you're looking for something that won't clog your pores, you're looking for something very oil controlling, that's going to last a long time, I really recommend that you give this a try. And if you do have it, try mixing it in. If you do have it and you think it's fucking matte, try mixing it in with a more dewier foundation, and it's going to give you this beautiful demi matte finish. I promise you, you will not regret it. This is amazing for mixing. Amazing. Those were all the foundations that I had to share with you in this video. Obviously, I tried a lot, and I mean a lot of foundations. I feel like foundation is like my #1 thing just because, you know, I have rosacea and I have a shit ton of redness and my pores are like boom in your face. So that is the makeup product that I cannot live without. So I kind of like buy a lot of foundations, and I have a lot. These are just the foundations for oily skin that have worked out for me. It does not mean that these foundations are going to work out for you. You know, that's the beauty of makeup. We are all different. Everything, you know, things that work out for you might not work out for me, and vice versa. But let me know if you have a different foundation for oily skin and that you like and that you stand by. I want to know. Let me know so I can give it a try, because I'm always looking for new foundations, you know what I mean? So with that being said, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to give me a big thumbs up if you want to see the dry skin version, or maybe you want to see a part 2 of this video. I don't know. Give this video a thumbs up. It helps me a lot. So with that being said, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will catch you guys in my next video very soon. Bye guys.